welcome to our class. I hope you all are fine, you all are doing well. So without wasting time, let's get into the chapter. Okay, so tell me, in the last class we were discussing a story. The story was titled, see, Little World of Mud, Little World of Mud, and it was written by one of the famous writer, Ruskin Bond. Do you all remember the story? So today we will complete the story. We are going to finish the story. We have some more paragraphs remaining, right? Yes, we will complete it today. So, do you all remember the incidents and the story? Yes? Okay. Now, tell me, who is the main character of the story? Yes, it is a little boy. The little boy is the writer himself. He is Ruskin Bond. Okay, Ruskin Bond is sharing his own experience through the story, his own childhood experience through this story. So the character, the little boy, is the writer himself. Okay, so then how did the story start? How did the story start? Yes, he says, the little boy says, Ruskin Bond says that he had a bungalow in North India when he was a child. In his childhood days, he had a bungalow. He was living in a bungalow in North India, and behind the bungalow there was a pond. Yes, there was a pond. Then what happened? Yes, one day he visited the pond. With whom? With whom he visited the pond? Yes, with his grandfather, and he could see many things in that pond. He could see many creatures that are living in the pond. He became happy, right? He became surprised. He became excited. Okay, by seeing all these creatures. And he could see small frogs, he could see tadpoles, he could see other plants. Okay, so then what happened? He did one thing. What was that? He did one thing that made his grandmother angry. What was that? Yes, he brought some frogs, some small frogs into his home, right? Yes. He collected some small frogs from the pond, and he put the frogs in a bottle, and he brought the bottle into his home. Then he was keeping that as secret, but at the night what happened? Everyone heard a big noise. Who made that noise? Yes, it was the little frogs. It was the noise of that, sound of that little frogs, and everyone became afraid, became scared, and grandmother was angry. She got angry. Do you all remember these incidents? Yes. Then what happened to the boy? Yes. Then he became then what happened the next day? His aunt opened the bottle to know what is inside. But what happened? She forgot to replace the cover. She forgot to replace the top of the bottle. Then what happened? She became feared. She became afraid by seeing these frogs inside, and she ran out. That time all the frogs came out that went to the garden. So that onwards the boy became a daily visitor to the pond. He started to visit the pond every day after that. Okay. So the boy became a daily visitor of the pond. Without anyone, without the company of anyone, he would go to the pond alone. Then what happened to him? One day he went to the pond, and that time he saw many buffaloes in the pond. There were many buffaloes in the pond, and he could see one boy also. So do you remember the name of that boy? He was just older than Ruskin Bond. And what was the name of that boy? Yes, who said it? Very good. It was Ramu. Okay, Ramu was the name. Ramu was the owner of that buffaloes, and he was swimming in that pond. So Ruskin Bond, Ramu said to Ruskin Bond, "Hey, come to the pond, and let's swim. Come to the pond." That time Ruskin Bond said, the little boy said, "I don't know how to swim. I don't know how to swim." Okay, so that time Ramu said, "Don't worry, come into the pond. I will teach you how to swim." Like that, they became good friends. Ramu and this boy Ruskin Bond became good friends, and they watched sarus cranes. Do you remember what is a sarus crane? Yes, it is. Is it a bird, sarus crane? Yes, it is a stork-like bird that have red heads and long red legs. The color of its head and leg is red. So it has another speciality also. What is the speciality of this sarus cranes? It is beautiful birds. It is looking like cranes or stork. And what is the speciality of this bird? You know, this is pair of sarus crane. Okay, if one of the sarus crane is died, the other one, the pair of that sarus crane, the other one also would die because of the sadness. That is the speciality of this sarus cranes. Okay, my dear children, now we move on to the next part of the story. We are going to wind up the story. All of you take page number 90. Now all of you take page number 90. So all of you look at your textbook. We are going to explain the rest of the part of the story. Okay. They are held in great affection by village folk and will often adopt a village living on its outskirts. And they are as good as watchdogs, giving loud trumpet-like calls if strangers approach. So, in the last paragraphs we were discussing about sarus cranes. So, this paragraph is also about sarus cranes. Okay. So, what is the speciality? Sarus cranes has some more specialities. What is it? You know, it is always living in villages. The sarus cranes, the bird sarus crane is selecting village for living. It usually lives in the outskirts of a village. Outskirts means, you know, border. Okay, border of a village. So where this bird's living? It lives in the outskirts or border of village, and it is as good as watchdogs. That is as good as watchdog. Do you have watchdog at your home? At your home, do you have dogs? What a dog is doing? What a watchdog is doing? Yes, when a watchdog sees any strangers, it started to bark. Pow, pow, like. Okay. So, like that, this sarus crane is also as good as a watchdog. Why, you know? When any strangers come to the village, this also making some sounds. That sound is named trumpet. Trumpet means loud noise. Loud noise. When any strangers come to the village, the sarus cranes make big sound. Okay, like watchdog, like other dogs, pet dogs. Okay, you got the meaning? Very good. Now we move on to the last paragraph in page number 90. This particular pair of sarus cranes seemed to have adopted our pond and bangla, for we were to see them often in the coming months. Both grandfather and Ramu felt that people should be more gentle with birds and animals and not to kill them for sport or commerce. It is also important that we respect them, said grandfather. They also have a right to live on the earth. So what this paragraph says, So the sarus crane became a part of the pond. One day they saw a pair of sarus crane, and next day also they saw the same sarus cranes. So the sarus cranes, these birds became a daily visitor of the pond. So grandfather and Ramu, what they say is that birds and animals, people should be more gentle with birds and animals and not kill them for sport or commerce. We know that many people are killing animals and birds. Is it a good thing? Do you think it's a good thing to kill birds and animals? No, it's a wrong thing. We should not do that. Okay. So Ramu and grandfather was not supporting killing any birds or animals for commerce. Commerce means trade, to make money. Okay. So it is also important that we respect them, said grandfather. Grandfather said that we should respect all the animals and the birds in the earth. They also have the same right as we have in this earth. We have some rights to live here, right? So like that, they also belong to this earth, so they have also the same right. We should not kill any animals and birds. Who said that? Grandfather said. Everywhere, birds and animals are finding it more difficult to survive because we are destroying their forest. They have to keep moving as the trees disappear. So what happened to the birds and animals? We know that where they are living? They are living in forest. Okay, they are living in the forest. Then what happened? Yes, we people, human beings are destroying forest. Right? We are cutting trees. Okay, we are destroying. Destroy means ruin. Okay, destroy means we are destroying their nest. They are living in the forest. So when we destroy the forest, they lost their home. So we should not like that. They have to keep moving as the trees disappear. So when the trees are reducing, when the trees become reduced, the birds and animals also disappear, vanished. Okay, so that is the meaning of that paragraph. Now we move on to the next paragraph. Jamu and I spent many long summer afternoons at the pond. The buffaloes and the frogs and the sarus cranes shared our friendship. They had accepted us as part of their own world. Their muddy but comfortable pond. So here Ramu and I means Ruskin bond. Ramu and Ruskin bond shared, they spend their summer vacation days at the pond. They were happy to spend their days at the pond. Okay, they were excited to see the creatures that depend on a pond. Okay. So the buffaloes and the frogs and the sarus cranes shared our friendship. So this Ruskin bond, he was happy. The boy is happy now because they could also become a part of the friendship of sarus cranes, frogs and buffaloes. So now they had accepted them as part of their own world. So which is the world of these animals? Yes, which is the world of this animal? It's that pond. It's a muddy pond, but the creatures were happy to live there. It was a comfortable pond. Comfortable pond means they were happy to live there. They had no problem to live there. They were happy in that muddy pond. So now the Ruskin Bond is also happy because he could became a part of this pond. So in the story, my dear children, the writer is sharing the information, the theme. So through this chapter, we could understand the relationship between man and nature, especially the relationship shared by animals, birds and human beings. Okay, so it was really a nice story. I hope you all enjoyed the story well. And my dear children, you do one thing. Today you should read the chapter 3 times. Okay, you should read the chapter 3 times and make a thorough understanding about the story. And let's discuss the question answer in the next class. We will be meeting in the next class. Till then, bye.
Audio